Hey everybody, this is Javi, and you are watching the Bowtie Psychic on YouTube. I'm a psychic and intuitive medium who focuses on generational trauma and ancestral healing through divination. So, welcome. Um, I'm doing videos for the month of June, and today I am doing this video for not Sagittarius, but um, Aquarius, excuse me. So please watch the video, and if it resonates with you, be sure to subscribe to the channel, share and like the videos. Please tell your friends about me. Share me, far and wide. And if you would like to have a more in-depth reading, you can not exactly email me because that's what you had to do beforehand. But I have a website now, thebowtiepsychic.com. You can go there to schedule a reading and read all kinds of content on there. If you have any other questions, you can email me at bowtiepsychic@gmail.com. So while I was uh, uh, basically tapping into spirit and asking what story they have for Aquarius for the month of June, I got a lot of also a lot of heartache and things like that. I'm also an Aquarius. That is my moon sign. So this is very interesting as far as the story that spirit in our spirit, my spirit guides want to share with y'all. So what I got right away is that like as far as love, because I'm getting like love energy from this, and for the longing for love. And so what I'm getting for Aquarius is to hold on. Spirit is hearing us. Spirit is seeing what we're looking for, but we are to do the work necessary in order to get that. And to not just jump into any sort of relationship that would basically put us in harm's way. Because we've been through that. We've been through that significantly, and it's pretty much time for us to step into our power when it comes to love and realize that for one, sex isn't everything, and sex is not something that most relationships, healthy relationships, are built upon. It's not a healthy foundation, and also not everyone is a sex object. So we are to be aware of the other person and how they feel and how they choose to interact with us, and to not take that personally at all, because it has nothing to do with us or them. It has everything to do with us and how we perceive a relationship and how it is. And so what we got here, um, Aquarius, or my fellow Aquarians, is that we actually upside down got the nine of water. And so what this is basically saying, sorry if you can't see me right uh, right now, but maybe this is better. So basically, all the natural light went out, and so that's why it's a little bit dark in here. But basically, what what we all receive if you're born of the Aquarius sign in any way, shape, or form, whether it be the sun, moon, rising, or Venus sign, uh, we definitely got the nine of water. And basically, what this is saying is that it's time. We've been waiting so long for we've been craving a relationship. We've been craving it and waiting for this relationship for so long. Is that um, we're being told that no, we're not to wait anymore, but we are going to have to do some work. Whoever we're looking for, they're coming. They're coming. We do not have to wait any longer. Um, a lot of the relationships that we are looking for, they are pretty much coming. Spirit actually heard us, and this card is saying that Spirit has heard us. We are to not worry. Let's see if Spirit has anything else for this card, because basically what Spirit is saying that it's okay. We are we are not to wait any longer. This person is actually coming. This person has been coming for quite some time, but we energetically, we're not ready. We were not ready for this person. We were ready for this person. We were not ready for what they had to offer. The reason being is that we were too busy being caught up in self pity, and self self worth issues, self confidence issues. We were caught up in a lot of that stuff. So as a result of all of that, like we were like, when are we gonna get our soul? When are we gonna get our soulmate? Like, or are we ready for that person? And the spirit is saying, yes, we are ready for this person. We are to just do the work necessary um, to be with this person as well. And the spirit heard you the first time. Spirit heard you the first time. The spirit is actually waiting for you, waiting for us. Aquarius, to get our shit together. Basically, this is what this card is saying, that we ought to get our stuff together if we want to see that person for who they are, or they want us to, or we want them to see us for who we are. I'm also getting this, the love card upside down. And so what Spirit is basically saying through this card is that a lot of us have not loved, okay, a lot of us have not learned to love ourselves first. A lot of us have not learned to love ourselves first, or at least do the work to get that whole thing moving. Because the person that's going to come into our life, they're not here to satisfy us. They're not here to, be with us in a way that was going to call us or put us in harm's way. They are not there to take care of us. They are not there to put us on a high pedestal. We are not to be placed on a high pedestal either. Our whole concept of love is what I'm getting from Spirit is that it's supposed to change. Our whole concept of love is not this romantic 1990s, romantic movie type of love where you bump into that person, or you go through all these mishaps with that person. You look at that person and do some funny dance move, and all of a sudden you fall in love with them, and vice versa. You know what I mean? It's not like that at all. It's not like that at all. Real love takes work. Real love, when you're with someone, takes work. It takes patience. It takes dedication. Whether you're in a monogamous relationship or a polyamorous relationship, or with multiple people at once, if you are not honest with yourself, you cannot be honest with them. And if you're not honest in the real relationship, it is going to fall apart. The same thing with that person. If they are coming into the relationship with an energy that is very chaotic and will do nothing but cause chaos in your life, and the lives of those around you, that relationship is not going to last for very long, just simply because that person is not ready for what you are willing to offer. Your energy also, when it comes to finding someone, it has to be at a level where you're with a person that you um, are ready to be with, a person who is doing the work necessary to be on a level that is very healthy, very spiritually aligned with where you are, and someone who is really going to add to your life, so on and so forth. You do, because I don't believe in this whole thing of like attracts like. I don't know about any of that, but I do know that when you are not healed, you're going to attract a person or another version of your trauma. You're going to attract another version of someone or something. You're basically going to have a human manifestation of your trauma, of what you have not healed, what you haven't healed from. I don't know about that like attracts like shit. I don't know what that is coming from, and I'm not even going to feed into that. I do know that if you have not done the work necessary, if you have not healed some part of yourself or many parts of yourself that involves your trauma, you are going to attract a human reenactment, a personalized or personified version of what you have not healed from. or someone who reminds you of the person that caused the trauma. That's what you are going to attract unless you do the work, the shadow work necessary. I can't even listen. I'm speaking from personal experience. I can't even tell you how many times I have either attracted a person or been with a person or slept with a person who is literally a reenactment of someone or something that has caused me trauma in the past. I can't tell you how many times I've done that. It took me going through my whole spiritual journey to recognize that part of it. Like, seriously, I'm not comfortable with being with someone unless I have done the work necessary, until I'm comfortable with myself enough to know that I've healed enough to allow this person to be in my life. A lot of us have not healed enough, and we are waiting for this relationship to go down, or we're waiting for a person to complete us, which is very impossible. In order for you to be in a relationship, you have to be a whole person or healed enough to be comfortable in your own skin. So that person doesn't have to feel that is not obligated, or you're not making that person obligated to fill that gap for you. I'm literally speaking from personal experience. That's why that love card came up for Aquarius. We have the tendency to love. We have the tendency, because if as far as Aquarius, that's known as a love sign. That's known as a love sign. If you follow Greek mythology, Aphrodite is tied to Aquarius. She's the goddess of the ocean, but she's also the goddess of love. So what I'm being told is that in order for you, that's why we're getting this, because a lot of us Aquarians, especially during the summer of June, especially the summer, there's still that lingering love energy that's still happening. There's still that love energy that's going on. It tends to happen on sunny days, where the energy is not too hot outside, and the flowers are out, and the energy is right. It's nice out. Especially people who are around water. Come on now. A lot of us are really waiting to find that person to give our hearts to, which is why this card came up. This is the king of air. This is the king of air. This is the king of air. It's upside down, which is basically telling us that just because you are ready to find love doesn't mean your common sense is to go out the window. Doesn't mean your intellectual power, or your common sense, or your what's the word I'm looking for? Your logic is to go out the window. There is nothing wrong with falling in love. Of course not. Okay, but there's a difference between falling in love and falling in lust. There's a difference between love and infatuation, because once those brain chemicals wear off, all the dopamine, the feel good, stuff falls to the wayside. The chemicals, in your brain that starts to fire when you see that person. Once those chemicals wear off, shit gets real. And now, what used to be cute is no longer cute. The quirky shit y'all used to do when y'all first got together, it ain't cute anymore. Them leaving their socks everywhere on the floor, that ain't cute anymore. Them calling you out of your name, calling you, calling you everything under the sun, um, because they think it's funny, it's not cute anymore. The real work happens and shit does get real. So once those brain chemicals wear off, you have to be aware that you're dealing with another human being with their own stuff, with their own values, their own morals, their own moral compass, their own spiritual journey or lack thereof, their own interests, their own level of patience. And then on top of that, they also have to deal with yours. And whatever you bring into the relationship, be aware at the very beginning. Go with the flow, do all of that. But also be aware. Also be aware that your common sense is to be on at all times. This is why when it comes to love and bringing other people into your life, your intuition is to be on at all times. Because there are so many red flags that have come through. Again, I'm speaking from personal experience. So much. The flag can be burning. It's crimson red, and it's burning. We will all still say, it's okay. It's all right. No, it ain't. It most certainly is not. It was cute the first time, but after 3 months, after 21 days, if things don't change and something's bothering you, that means that the chemistry, the brain chemistry, the honeymoon phase has since been gone, is drifting. And now you're dealing with a whole nother person. Which is why you're being told by Spirit to be aware of be aware of your common sense. Before you even get into a relationship in any way, shape, or form, have clarity on what you are wanting. If you don't have clarity, be real with yourself and don't even try to be with anybody until you get clarity. Dating somebody or even putting yourself in that situation without any sort of clarity as to who you're supposed to be with, that's like being a fisherman throwing a whole nest onto the sea, onto the lake, to the ocean, and just hoping to catch anything that will smile on your face. To catch any fish that is attracted to the net that you threw out. We are all being told, Aquarius, that our net cannot be so wide that we're just like letting anything just come through. That's why you are to have clarity. You are to have clarity when it comes to your relationships. You are to have clarity when it comes to what you desire in a relationship, because it needs to be on your terms, not on anyone else's. I'm not saying be so super duper picky to the point where you're literally like creating a whole comic book character, you know, that will only look good on paper. I'm not saying all that. What I'm saying is that please be realistic, but also have standards when it comes to your relationships and what you are looking for in a life partner or looking for in a twin flame. It's a waste of because if you do not have standards, you will get anybody who will take full advantage of the fact that you don't have standards. You will get someone who will literally play you for a fool and for what? For what? It don't make no sense. That's why you're being asked to have standards straight up and flat out before you even put yourself through all that. I'll be the first to admit I do not know what I am looking for in a relationship. I can honestly say that, which is why I'm not dating anyone until further notice. I've been through too much trauma involving relationships for me to put myself out there again. I know this about myself. So we are to get clear, Aquarius, about what you are looking for. You are to be honest about yourself as far as knowing whether or not you are even ready for that type of relationship or ready for any relationship pertaining to romance. This is a time for you to use common sense and be honest with yourself. You understand? Otherwise, you're going to be out here fucking with anybody and anything that smiles in your face. It's not, no, and you're too precious for that. You're too precious for that. Your energy is too big for that. Your energy is too big for that. Your energy is too big for that. You're too precious for this world. I don't know, and you are to be clear. This is why you got the six and the seven of Earth, the seven of Earth. When you know what you are capable of, you are at peace. Also, be aware that it's okay to be yourself or to be by yourself. It's okay to be single. It's okay to be single until further notice. A lot of us are out here putting ourselves on these dating sites, putting ourselves in a position where we just putting up with any old person and just like we'll just choose anybody. We'll choose anybody to sleep in our bed or to put ourselves in a position where um, we're not alone anymore. And what that card is saying, what this card is saying, is that it's okay for you to be single. It's okay for you. Um, it's okay for you to be single. It's okay for you to be single. It's okay for you to be aligned with yourself, with your higher self. It's okay. And remember, this person, their skin is burning. It's as if they're shedding. They're shedding the old and allowing the new to happen. They're allowing their old selves to burn away so their new self can emerge. It's like having a new skin. And what that card is basically saying is that allow your old self, any part of your old self that is holding you back from like getting a relationship that works or getting the type of relationship that you deserve, and let it burn away. Let it burn away until something new emerges. I see you move. Walk like literally walk away from anything that seems too good to be true. This is why, and it's not a coincidence that this person, this entity their chakras, all their chakras are aligned and open. Their whole body, their whole body will know when someone's fucking around. Your whole body will know whether or not somebody's trying to play you. Your whole body, your intellect, everything from your third eye to your solar plexus to even your sacral, like your root chakra, like you know when somebody is on some stuff, but because all of your chakras are aligned. People know desperation. People with cruel intentions can sense desperation. People with cruel intentions know who to fool, who to fuck with, who to say I love you to, just so they can get you in the bed. People know that. People with cruel intentions understand the dating game, and know who to pick out. Don't let them be you. Don't let that happen to you. And don't let yourself be caught up and do that to somebody else. Don't do that to somebody else. Because for one, nothing good will come out of it. And secondly, um, yeah, nothing good will come out of it. And secondly, you doing that to somebody, that's you coming from an unhealed place. When you look at somebody and see nothing but a sex object or someone that you will that you can sexualize, on a regular basis or use on a regular basis, you're definitely coming from an unhealed place. And at this time, like I can see if both of people are coming into that situation with that mindset of having casual sex or just a one night stand, that's one thing. But if someone is looking for love, or you're looking for love, and the other person or you are not on the up and up, don't think you're going to get away with that. Don't think you're going to get away with it because you're not. Somewhere along the line, somewhere along the line, you will get yours eventually. You're not going to be able. You're not going to be happy about it. You're not going to be at peace with it in some way, shape, or form. Someone or something in your life will fall apart. Something in your life will be affected if you hurt someone else. You're going to be affected, and so if you go out of your way to hurt someone, Aquarius, you're going to be greatly affected, whether you believe or not. If someone hurts you, please know that they're not going to get away with it. Something in their life, they're coming from an unhealed place, and even though they may come off as happy or they may come off as well off, intellectually, spiritually, energetically, they are not. Everyone is interconnected, and so how you treat other people or how other people treat you is not going to go unpunished. So just be aware that if you are single and you're one of those folks um, who want to be in a relationship but are not willing to put up with anything, good job. Keep doing you. Too many of us out here already are pressured into, and I was one of those people, pressured into being married, pressured into having a relationship, pressured into having babies. We live in a society where, we're being told on a regular basis that in order for us to be happy, we have to be part of some sort of unit. Keep in mind that it doesn't have to be like that. You can live your life and still be single It's okay to be lonely every once in a while as long as you're not falling into some sort of deep depression. And it's hard to not look at couples and wish, you had that sort of life for yourself. If you are looking for love, or if you're looking for someone, or you have the desire to share your life with someone, but it's not so serious to where you can just put up with any old thing that comes through, or you are willing to like use someone. Um, you're willing to use somebody to get an inch to scratch an itch. It's not okay. It is not okay. I'm trying to see. So the cards fell because my cat. So I don't know whether or not this was upside down or right side up. So let me. I said it was. I was told it was upside down, but keep it right side up. So that's what I'm going to do. So with this card, this is actually the Eight of Water, and what I'm getting is that is very important to you. It's very important for not to you, but important for you, for us to love ourselves. It's important before we even begin getting into a relationship of any sort to love ourselves, and be kind to ourselves, to explore the journey and go through the journey of loving oneself. Because if not, it's just extremely important to show up for yourself, to show up for yourself as far as love, energetically, just showing up for yourself and being there for yourself without feeling that you have to be with someone to fill that void. If you're looking for someone in order to fill that void, you're literally coming from an unhealed place. If you do find someone, you know, who is willing to be with you in that state, if that relationship is not going to last for very long, and if it does, it's going to be one that y'all not going to be the same, because the relationship is going to be so tiring and so toxic that the people, or the person, regardless of how many people you're with, they're not. They literally are not going to be. They're not going to be. You're not going to be the same. The person that came through this relationship, um, you're not going to be the same person. Y'all going to be weird, like weary of each other, or spending up each other's energy, and it's just not worth it. To bring another person into your life, or you being brought into someone else's life, and y'all ain't ready. It's not okay. It's not fair to anyone else. I wish we could be one of those. I could be one of those people who have you know, like, um, I wish I could be one of those people who could just give y'all something. But I'm like, look, this is what I'm giving you. This is what Spirit is giving you. What Spirit is telling us, Aquarius, is that in order for us to have a relationship that is going to be sustainable, we have to come into the whole relationship whole or healed enough. We're to come into the relationship whole and healed enough, so that if anything were to happen, y'all ain't together for that long, you're not so crushed to the point where you're thinking the worst about yourself. Or you're not walking around thinking that you ain't worth it, you ain't worth a pot to piss in or the window to throw it out of because someone decided to walk out. I'm being dead ass and for real. I'm being dead ass and for real. So now we are being called, if we are to look for love in any way, shape, or form, we don't have to settle. We don't have to settle. We don't have to settle. We don't have to, begrudge ourselves. We don't have to pretend to be somebody we're not. I've done that too. And guess what? I'm still single. It didn't obviously it didn't work because I was miserable. So was the other person. It doesn't. By the end of the day, it really doesn't make any sense for you to be in this position. Put yourself in this position of not loving yourself or to continue down that road. It's high time for us to do the shadow work necessary so we're not falling for foolishness or putting up with foolishness to the point of hurting ourselves in the long run. I'm not joking, y'all. 2019 is the year where we just stop putting up with stuff. And we break away from places, people, and situations that no longer serve us. And that includes relationships. People will sit here and stay in some of the most dysfunctional relationships just to make sure that they are not alone. And it's even worse when you have children. Because now you are subjecting them to that foolishness that you and your partner are dealing with. You're putting yourselves through. Now you're teaching the babies that in order for them to be happy, they are to stay in a messed up relationship. And this is really, especially for young girls, that's a horrible message. And a detrimental one at that. This is one of the reasons why so many women stay in relationships, dysfunctional relationships, most of them being killed because one, they have nowhere to go, or they either have nowhere to go, or they've been given the message that they are to stay there. They are to stick it out and stay there to prove how strong and how loving they are. And it makes no sense. It makes no sense. Aquarius, you deserve better. We deserve better. Which is why we are all being told by Spirit, this card is so important. You are to love yourself first, or be healed enough first before you bring another person into your life. I'm not talking about love yourself before someone else does. Oh, no. I'm talking about love yourself first so you can see your worthiness, whether you're in a relationship or not. So that's all I have for Aquarius. If that resonated with you in any way, shape, or form, that particular message, you can subscribe to the Bowtie Psychic YouTube channel, like, comment, push that little button, the little bell, so you won't miss another episode. You can also follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. I'm on Instagram more than anything. And if you want a more in-depth reading, you can go to the bowtiepsychic.com website and schedule an appointment. You can also read the blog entries and things like that. I'm going to be adding more to the site, so I'm really excited about that. So if you have any questions or comments in any way, you can also email me at bowtiepsychic@gmail.com. So on that note, thank you so much for watching. Um, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you and your energy. And until next time, peace.